Coach, Broncos are coming off a rough outing out at San Jose State. You've had time to look at the film, and what did you see, and what can you change heading into this weekend?
Yeah, obviously, getting healthy obviously helps, but extremely disappointed in the way the game played out. I thought there were some bright spots. I thought our special teams played well. I thought defense at times played well. Containing that quarterback was a heck of a feat. We didn't. He got out and made some plays, and then offensively, with a new quarterback, we never found a rhythm. We had a couple drives. Our plan was to try to run the ball and keep that quarterback off the field, and we didn't execute well enough offensively. So it was a long ride home, late night, and came in, some frustrated players, coaches, everybody, starting with me. And, we all watched it Monday morning, put it to bed, and turn the page. That's what you do, and you learn from it. It's a great opportunity. So they've had 2 really good days this week. I think they're excited to get back home. The biggest thing, just that we played 3 away games now. So it'll be nice to play home in front of the crowd and have a really good team coming in. So we're into the film watching and getting to know them better and better, but it'll be a huge challenge for us.
What's the status on Jack Stolpec?
He's been practicing this week. It looks good. All signs point towards that he'll be playing again. I think it was he wanted to play last week bad. That was a decision we had to make. What was best for us in this season, not that night, but for the season. And I think the rest has been good to him. We still got a couple days, so we got to figure out if he keeps on the mend and keeps trending the way he's trending. I think he'll be out there. But Marion's played. Trayson's been getting some reps too. So trying to get as many guys ready as possible. But obviously hoping that he'll be out there on Saturday.
A lot of these games that are sometimes scheduled, the fans will think, it's an FCS team, it's an automatic win. New Hampshire's a very good FCS team.
They went, I don't know the span of five years in a row beating a FBS opponent. I think Northwestern, then they beat Ball State, and then they beat. 5 years in a row they won one. So they were a top 25 team. They do have one loss on the year. They're 3-1. And they dropped. They're just receiving votes now, But they're a great football team. They're well coached. They're super sound on defense. I love watching their offense play and their quarterback. He's just super efficient. Their running back is shifty, huge up front. O-line. They got an All-American defensive end. Got a great Sam linebacker, some DBs. So they're fun to watch, because it's a great league that they play in, and they look like they're going to have a heck of a year, a heck of a chance in their league this year. So it's going to be a huge challenge for us. So we're excited about that opportunity, and we just got to focus on us. We talk a ton about execution, especially on the offensive side. There's so much new that we need to rep. Be more efficient, and this week has been more efficient, but we got to get out there and do it on Saturdays, and that's what this opportunity of this weekend will bring.
Coach, your offensive line is still a work in progress. You've rotated some different people in there. Are you starting to settle into a rotation there, or you're still tinkering with it? Still
tinkering right now. Last week Matt Mutirtes was probably going to start. He got banged up last Thursday, so he didn't make the trip. I don't know if he'll be back this week. I'm hoping. Ellie went in and played a little bit, and Vandervest went in and played a little bit. Really, at the end, everyone got a chance to get in there. So, I'm hoping to get Matt back soon. But there's definitely competition going on up there. The starting lineup this week may or may not be the same as last week, because we need more up there. Obviously, you got Dylan playing his heart out, and Jake, our 2 returners, and the rest are getting better. That defensive front, I think they made a difference in the game. It was a big difference in the game. So there were a lot of other things that made a big difference too, but that was one of the big ones. And so we got to find we have a good group, and they're working at it. And so I'm excited we got about another week, and we move some things around. We're going to keep doing it until we find the right 5, and 2 weeks from now we start conference play for good. You know, we got one more week to sharpen the sword.
Through the first 3 weeks, your penalties were really good and had many. And then that kind of blew up on Saturday. Of course, they had a lot of penalties too. A lot of them were pre-snap penalties. Is that part of breaking in a new quarterback?
Yeah, we strategy versus execution, right? Execution eats strategy for breakfast. Great strategy. Help the young quarterback with some checks, scan a little bit more. Unfortunately, we invited, I don't know if it was 5 or 6 false start penalties. So of our penalties, over half of them were of our own doing, which is frustrating. We did it all week. We practiced it all week. Really, once we knew John won. So starting on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, we did it all week, and we were disciplined enough to sit in there, you know. So it's self-inflicted wounds. One of our goals and how we win is eliminate silly penalties. You know, the other penalties are going to happen. They're going to call holding. They're going to call a PI here and again if we're playing aggressively the way we want to play. But we have to be better at those. But it was different than the couple weeks before. You know, Marion had asked for some help with the checking game in the run game, and scanning is a way for us to help him. And but we have to do a better job. I told it to the team the night before when we were talking about Marion playing, you know, that we all have to step up and do our part and help him. You know, and scanning was something we decided to do that week, and we didn't make a good enough adjustment because you end up hurting yourself. I mean, that's 5 different drives that we had to go backwards, and we put ourselves behind the chains, you know, and those are self-inflicted, so we have to do a better job of that.
Sacks are down a little bit too. I know that's something that Coach Esposito stresses, and the guys like the quarterback sacks. That guy last week,
we were there.
But there you're reaching and whiffing because he was gone, just like that.
He did a phenomenal job. I got to give that guy a ton of credit. Even when we got through clean, I mean, he was throwing it away or checking down. And if there was any space, you know, that was really one of the keys to the game is his ability. I don't think he killed us with his legs. His ability to extend plays was huge. And our lack of being able to get negative plays. You know, we've always been a team. There's a term called havoc rate. It's a big stat as far as having an effective defense, and we've always been one of the top havoc rate teams in the country, and we produce negative plays, whether it's a TFL, whether it's a sack, and he did a good job of not letting that happen. You know, so they stayed ahead of the chains most of the game, and we've been in the backfield. You know, we've had havoc rate good. I think we've had 1 or 2 good days of havoc rate. But I do think that's what we base our DNA on defense around, you know. And we're in the backfield, and Marshawn, I think Marshawn's going to be back this week, which should help a lot. You know, that gives Fisk some freedom to move around, and we're finally going to have a chance for the first time really to see what that front group can do together. I mean, we still got a couple of days of practice, but it looks right now like Marshawn, he's been feeling really good. So I think hope was conference play. It might be this week. It'd be great to have him back up there on one side. And the young kids are getting better. Those redshirt freshmen are playing better. So I'm excited about that group as we time it up to hopefully, you know, make a run here.
Kick return was a real bright spot for you. And, I mean, that's a threat to go to the house every time there's a kickoff if they kick it to them. Yeah,
which they stopped doing, right? You know, we felt that going into the year, and you know, it's weird to have so much faith in your kick returner that you get into game 4 and you're shocked you haven't returned one yet for a touchdown. You know, and you needed him to get. He got in the opening against Michigan State in game 1, but we got a holding call, and really then we went 2 games where everyone kicked it out of the end zone. So he really hasn't had a ton of chances, and I was excited he got his chance. He just had a good attitude all game. I thought Sean played a phenomenal football game. Mentally, physically, was running hard, dirty runs in the A and B gaps. You know, sometimes you look at him and you don't think he can put it in there, and he was running hard. Obviously, when he gets on the edge, there's a lot he can do. And so I was proud of him and happy for him to get that first one. And now it'll be interesting to see what teams do. You know, are you going to kick it? If you can kick it out of the end zone, obviously you'll do that. But if you can't, they got to decide kind of how they want to play the game. Because if he can get his hands on it, we've proven to be able to take it to the house. It gives him one more opportunity to score.
So this is your last tune-up before you get into the grind of the conference. Have you kind of watched the other conference teams and how things might shake out?
The only game I paid attention to was the Buffalo Eastern Michigan game, because it was the only MAC versus MAC game. Because everything else you're guessing. This team played that team well or not. I think it's all hearsay. I mean, it's just guessing. But when this is going to be a big weekend, I think Central plays Toledo and Northern plays Ball State. So in the West, this is a big weekend. You know, it's a big weekend for us to get better. We have to. So because I think we have a chance to have a really good football team, and we're not there yet. Nor did I expect to be there immediately, especially offensively. But we have to steepen that curve quickly, and so it'll be nice if we can get Jack back. You know, it'll be nice when we get our offensive line figured out for what's going to be best for us and this team. And I think we're going to be healthy on defense for the first time, so it'll be fun to get out there and play a really good team that's going to have a lot of confidence at 3-1 coming in. And so it'll be a huge challenge for us. And like I said before, our guys are excited to play in front of the home crowd and the fans and the town. At Community Night, it's been – I think they started Community. I don't know how many years the Community Night's been going, but I believe it was when I played Community. It was always the game, you know, that everyone was here and the fireworks and everything. And it's although Pitt, we did an unbelievable job at Pitt of matching that, but Community's always been a special day, you know, and so we're excited to have that and have all the community here again and our fans and have a chance to improve on a Saturday, which is what we're here to do.